Hey, how's it going? This is 3D Up Close and Personal.
I'm David.
I'm Danielle.
And this is Darryl. 3D Up Close and Personal. Today, episode 10. How long should I pursue?
How long should I pursue the spark in the air? Will we find something real if we learn not to scare?
Dave, I heard you got a letter about somebody that wants to ask us a question. So go ahead and start.
Absolutely. This letter says,
Hello, 3D Up Close Impersonal. I met a woman at the grocery store, a very beautiful lady, her bag busted by her car, and I helped her pick up her food off the ground. We had some small talk and exchanged numbers. We talked for about 2 weeks. Then we went out on a date. The night was great. The weather was nice. The food was good, and she looked stunning. We enjoyed each other's company. We ate, we laughed, and we talked. I didn't want the night to end. We hugged and went our separate ways. I thought everything was going along well, but apparently something went wrong because when I called her the next day, no answer. I left her a friendly text message and asked her to call, but no response. I did that for a couple weeks. Just one call and one text per day. It seemed like she didn't want to be bothered. We met in a public place. I don't know where she lives. I'm ready to give up. What can I do? Signed, lost, without a clue.
wow.
Lost without a clue. I had nights like that. I got with somebody that I was attracted to and wanted to be with them. And then I called them back. No answer. I think he did the right thing. Just one call and text per day. Multiple calls. And you know what? You really don't want me now. You keep on calling. People say the relationship should be like ping pong. I call, you should call me back. What do you think, Danielle? Was the one call and one text per day, was that too persistent? Was that too bugging from your viewpoint?
That might be a lot.
Really? I guess if that's how you feel.
The date went as well and she was interested. I think she would have probably messaged back, and I actually did a little bit of research, and it says that a good rule of thumb for texting someone after a date is probably about 2 to 3 times in 1 week, just in general, like all forms of contact.
Okay. So maybe he was a little bit over persistent. I guess he should have maybe the text, call, and then maybe skipped a couple of days and said, okay, have I heard from you? Are you okay? I can see somebody else's viewpoint. What about you, David? If you had met up with a woman, somebody you was attracted to, and you had a wonderful date from your viewpoint.
It's hard to say. It might be that my taste might even be a little bit too pushy, and I guess it might be subject to the vibration that you're getting, the ping pong that you're getting off of the other person. If I'm picking up, or if my interest meter is kind of lukewarm, then I think, yeah, you're right. Maybe a call or text and give a few days to respond before repeating the contact. If the energy is warm, if it's being reflected, I might be trying to get on the phone in the form of call or text almost each day, if not every other day that follows, just to make sure that I've communicated my interests. But I guess everybody's different.
They are. It goes both ways, and that's what I'm glad we have Danielle here. They say that in this Western society, the man's aggressive, the man chases the woman. But sometimes the woman, it could be a little assertive, and she might shoot a little mess and say, hey, what's up? How you doing? Just checking with you, because she might be interested. Because feelings and attraction goes both ways. Danielle, just say you met a guy, and you liked him and everything like that, and you ain't heard from him in a couple of days. Would you shoot him a message, or would you then, I'm going to just wait?
Tell us. We want to know.
My experience and then from hearing other people's experience over the years, I think that probably, honestly, maybe I wait a day or so, reach out once or twice, call a message, and then if I don't hear from a couple of days, I might reach out one more time. What's going on? Somebody knows when they're interested in you. If they're not saying anything after that, 2 times, maybe 3 max, you reach out, it's a done deal.
It shouldn't be this hard,
They say women like closure.
Yes, some of us do like closure.
You really don't need closure because we just started. We started, it was okay, didn't go nowhere next.
I would look at it like, maybe I had a great time, and in my mind, it was a perfect fit, but that might not have been their experience.
There's a R&B singer, her name was she had songs. In my mind, he'll always be my baby. I'm like, he done got a new wife and 3 kids.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I think sometimes people warm up and then they cool off all of a sudden too. Sometimes, it might really be mutually hot right off from the rip, and then in a couple of days, something happens where it just starts cooling off. And it could be from the guy or the girl.
I don't know if you might have thought about this, but sometimes the other person, like says, okay, the guy, he's gone home. He likes her.
Yes, I want to see her again.
But that woman, she got a man. They just was on hiatus. I mean, they had a little time and space, and then they got back together. This other guy, just to be doing something to keep her mind occupied, but one that she truly cares about, they was having some issues at that time.
We were having a timeout.
You don't always know the whole story.
Sometimes you don't need to know the whole story.
It's hard to find somebody that's completely not dating anybody. Sometimes you can come across somebody and they're just not dating anybody.
Baby, I'm 100% free.
And then sometimes they got a couple friends in the background.
That's right. I got 3 men friends in my phone. All I gotta do is call.
People that they do date on occasion, so you never know what you're really working with. In the beginning stages of a dating relationship too, there's no rules and boundaries set. You know, a girl that you talk to, she could still be getting some other guy's number, and the following day she might get somebody's number that she likes even better than you the next day after she went on that hot date.
This sounds complicated.
Old friend, you haven't talked in years, that you might reached out for the holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Like send a text or maybe, photographs that they happy holidays to people in their contact with. They really don't mess with them, but they're saying, what you been up to since we talked? Well,
where should I start?
I'm doing this and that. I got divorced, me and my girl broke up, or me and my man broke up, and they fight just out of curiosity, get together. Or they were friends at first, or maybe even co-workers, and got together like that.
But you got to know when it's over, even if it hasn't been, even if a resignation has not been announced or communicated, or closure has not been communicated. You got to be able to read the signs that, hey, nobody's home.
Nobody's answering. Sometimes I've heard that women, what they'll do is, because some guys are so aggressive and angry about being rejected, what they'll do, they'll take the guy's number and they'll talk to him one time, and they'll like that phone number and they contact, then they'll block it.
Yes, exactly. But in his case, it sounds like, they been talking for a while, and, I could see why he thought maybe it was going somewhere.
Right, because he got the number after being the knight in shining armor, and then she gave him a date. And he didn't go into detail that he paid or nothing like that. I mean, because sometimes people can paint a picture from his viewpoint. That's how it looked, and through the letter we got, it looked like it was good. But she might not have felt that way.
Could it be possible sometimes guys' excitement, or vice versa?
Yes.
Can that be a turn off or deter the woman away?
That's a great question. I think if you're a toxic person, you're into that toxic lifestyle, maybe so, where some people like a bit of rejection, or I guess a mystery. Maybe if you're pursuing too hard, maybe that could be a turn off, or you seem too overly excited for some women. For others, it might be a great benefit. You're like, oh, that's great. You're really interested. So I think it just depends on the person, really, when it comes into it.
Yeah, I can understand that. Like, for instance, okay, they had one date. Now, before the date is over, when he's walking up to the car, can we get the other morning? My mom's cooking dinner. I
had a situation like that.
I got free tickets to the game. Come on. And it'd be great. A guy could be a little bit extra excited. A woman, but women do the same thing. Say, hey, I have an elderly father, and somebody asked me, well, can I come over to see him? I just said COVID. I'm really kind of secure with my family. When I do introduce you, I feel comfortable, because to me, my viewpoint when I'm dating somebody, that I can leave the room, go to the restroom, and I know that they ain't gonna say nothing crazy. Because the person that you're dating is a reflection of yourself, from my viewpoint. So I want somebody that's gonna be, if I'm with them and I'm claiming that this is my girl or my friend, I feel comfortable that if they ask her any kind of question, she might have a decent response. I come in and, what did she say? For the rest of the visit at my parents' house, what did she say?
And overall, showing that excitedness can be a turn off. And I did look up some signs to see if somebody is not interested in you.
Do tell.
Inquiring minds, we want to know.
Sign number 1 says they're not matching their energy. One good giveaway is the person you're talking to is a feeling that it's not being reciprocated in your excitement while chatting. It sounds like if they're not pulling out that same energy when you're reaching out to them, trying to get to know you. 3, they're taking a while to respond. before, they aren't responding at all. Their texts are shorter than usual. You're the person who usually texts first. They don't listen to what you have to say. They don't want to meet in person. The conversation just doesn't flow. And lastly, they say they didn't see your message.
Honestly, I didn't see it.
Oh man, I guess I could forget all about the girl I was just trying to talk to right now.
The website is called Plenty of Fish.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yes.
Now I'm thinking what might be a turn off, like just especially on the first date, if you asking too many questions.
Yeah.
Like a private investigation.
When Danielle just gave that list, it makes you think too, are there some women or some guys that are old-fashioned and they just want to be chased, or they just want to challenge the guy's level of interest or motivation?
I think that most women, I won't say women won't pursue men, but especially now, it seems like the mindsets have shifted a lot with this new generation. And a lot of women are in the act of wanting the man to pursue because men overall know what they want. Sometimes people will settle for other people if the opportunity is just offered to them. So I guess they feel like, hey, if he's, trying to pursue, he's showing effort, this person's really interested in me, it's going somewhere. But if this person's not trying to pursue you and you're trying to reach out to them, you could just be a placeholder until they find something better.
What you mean like filler? Filling the void. What you saying?
Starter whites or whatever the case may be if you get that far.
Not miss right.
But miss right now.
If you've been dating, you got some experience.
You might been heartbroken or might broke a heart.
Your viewpoint might be different. If they carry their heart on the sleeve, it can be challenging for them.
I suggest wear an emotional raincoat.
Will that really protect me from the pain?
No.
I was younger. You got a phone number, especially when the phone number was valid.
Getting a phone number or having a first date ain't nothing. I suggest treat it like a Polaroid picture. See what develops.
Okay. I've seen people filling the void at the time. A woman having relations, but she may be a little more active because the person that she has interest in, she wants to keep him around. He might want a little more relations time. So she might be a little bit more willing to have some more activity.
I have come across this situation also where I have dealt with a woman and a woman will reciprocate and show interest just as long as the dating is limited to texting. They will go back and forth. In other words, I guess she's deriving pleasure out of texting socialization. But when it comes to meeting up in person, they will not meet in person. That's a sign that, hey, I'm along for the texting ride, so to speak. I don't mean any harm, but I'm just here to text you back and forth. That's it.
You just filling that time void. You probably texted 2 or 3 people simultaneously.
There you go.
She just got to stay on point because sometimes if you lose focus on the screen,
you could send the wrong message or the wrong photo unless you have a late model iPhone. I heard a guy say, I want to go to the Apple store. I got $20. What can I buy? The other guy said, applesauce.
How many phone calls when you're first meeting somebody? You haven't had a date yet. Every person is different. Some people like to communicate.
For what I'm saying online says 2 brief calls is what you need before a first date. You do not want to over communicate. One to schedule a meet time and get to know you better. And then the next call or text should be the day before or the morning of the date.
What does it say after the first date?
If you're just reaching out to them and you've already communicated, I think, a couple times, in this day of communication, there's so many ways to reach out to people. There's no way that they get your call or your text or your direct message.
Right.
You can pick up on the energy whether or not the appropriate frequency is every other day or once a day. You got to be careful about establishing a rhythm.
What about just meeting people at random? Okay, you saw somebody caught your eye and you at the grocery store and you start some small talk. Sometimes women will give you a little conversation that you know that they're approaching. Some of them will say, yeah, well, we do this and we do that. Or my husband, let them know up front. I'm looking for both of you guys' viewpoint. How far to go pursue this, just meet somebody in person. You're seeing at the store somewhere. I wouldn't say at night. You can do it at a nightclub or whatever, but I mean, sometimes the music's too loud.
I think at least part of your communication needs to be direct and indicate some attraction. You can't hold everything back. They won't even be able to get enough read on you. You got to indicate something that's saying, hey, I'm interested. Be calm. You got to be complimentary, but not overbearing. Such a delicate balance.
Yeah, it's an art. Compliments and communication.
This is going to wrap it up with this episode of 3D Up Close and Personal. I'm David. I'm Danielle. And I'm Darryl.
3D Up Close and Personal would like to thank all the listeners out there.
We have a new episode released every week.
We are on 16 different platforms and listenership in 7 countries. 3D Up Close and Personal is produced by
Parks Media Group, PMG.
2025 all rights reserved. Additional music is provided by Yumi Multimedia Group, LLC. 2025 all rights reserved.
Like and subscribe
and share.